In Affinity, you can create all kinds of paint effects using a variety of filters, such as Emboss, as well as Edge and a few others. I'm going to show you how, PC or Mac. So I've got this image, all I need to now do is duplicate it. So right click and duplicate over here on the layers panel. And now I've got two layers. I'm going to apply all the effects to this second layer. I'm going to apply a blur effect. There's a variety of different blurs you can apply. Real good one, go to Pixel, Filters and Blur, and you can go for something like Radial. Zoom's pretty good as well, but Radial, let's just try that. And you get something very, very quick like this. And you can just drag this around and create a radial effect. But now you can also combine it with the Emboss. So click Apply, then go down here to Pixel, Filters, and then down to Colors and Emboss. There's Emboss, select that, and straight away you get nothing. You get a grey. It's one of those weird defaults that you get in Affinity. But what you can do is you can change radius, and you can see as you do that, you get this. But the great thing about lots of the filters, not all, but lots of them, is you can drag. And I think that's a nice interactive feature. So you can just drag and you see the amount doesn't change, but you can increase that, decrease that yourself. And you can see as you move that around, a variety of different unusual emboss effects, of course, blending in with that radial effect that was created earlier. And then click Apply. Well, what you can now do, just go up here to Vector and Image Trace. And straight away, this turns into a vector design instead of what it was before, pixel. And the great thing about that is you can then modify those. You can remove bits of it as well. Now I'm just going to reduce this down, and you can set it to say 9%, 100%, whatever, just variety of different options here. Click Apply. Now you've got vector layers. Well, you can just go over here. With this, you can expand this out. And also what you can do is you can select parts of it. So you might decide, you know what, I just want, say, this one, this grey. Now, at this point, because I've got that one selected, it doesn't allow me to select it, but I can select it now. It's one of those weird quirks, I think, of this, that you can select it only once you've actually expanded it out and selected something else. Okay. Then you can simply just delete it. So it's gone. So now you can see the underlying image. That's the reason for that, obviously, second layer. And also I can set this one. Now, another thing you can always do is that you can always remove all similar colours. Now, unfortunately, it is literally the same colour, I should say. It's the same colour. It's not a range of colours, not all blacks, which would be a nicer option. However, let's just go here to Layer, and you can select, and you see you've got a number of options here. You've got Same, and there's a variety of different options here. But we've got Fill Colour, and I'm just going to go with this, Fill Colour. And unfortunately, in this case, there's only on one actual black, but sometimes you'll find that you've got multiple blacks, and generally you can then select a few of them. So maybe this blue looks very similar to this. Doesn't mean it is actually exactly the same, but you can just delete it and delete it. Then you can see through to see the original image. But also what you can do is you can go up here, layers, you can go and add layer effects to all of these, or maybe part of them. You can select some and select others later and apply different effects. So just go all the way down the bottom here, and there's quite a lot. And then hold down the Shift, all selected, and go down here to Effects, click there, and then you can go for 3D. It's always a nice one just to add a sort of very unusual puffy look to effect. And then you can also change direction light sources. You can add multiple light sources, create even variety, especially because of the lovely effect here. You've got this lovely radial effect here, and click Close. Of course, you can still select individually. You can move them around, reposition them. But I think that's quite an interesting visual effect, especially with that lovely long yellow there, around there. And of course, you can do other effects as well. Other blurs can be used. So back to just the duplication. With this, I can now go up here again, Pixel, Filters, and go to Blur. And this time I'm going to go with Zoom. Zoom is a really good one, and you can vary the location of the zoom as well. You could select it down there, but you can create some very dramatic effects just by modifying the zoom and push it, say, up to 100%. Now, of course, in this case, you can barely see the picture there. Click apply. So you get that. Now, you can do exactly the same. Just go here to pixel, filters, colours, and you can go down to emboss. So emboss, and you can see again, you get this, but then you can move this around. You can see now you get this lovely sort of zoom effect, but with the emboss as well. And you can just modify this, vary the amount. You don't have to have it that extreme. Maybe it will. Just try it out different settings. You can get really strong colours here. And also, that's exactly the same zoom effect as well. And click apply. You can also combine it with other filters as well. Really good one, I think, is this one. It doesn't always work. Sometimes the result isn't great, but I think useful. But pixel, filters, and detect. And now there's horizontal edges. I quite like the horizontal edges more than the edges one. So horizontal edges, and you get something like that. And then you get, instead of the massive sort of big bulky colours, you get more of the line work, which again, you can always go here, exactly same, vector and image trace. Just use that. Now that whole thing has been turned into, again, a vector. And all these lines are now vectors. They're not what they were before, which was pixel. So click apply. And of course, again, you can go over here, the background, and you can see now, because you selected here, you can select, there's probably a load of blackened ones here. Select that. You can try it. Just go here, layer, select, same fill color. And unfortunately, as always, there's a few areas, but you can see you can break through, but you can also select whole chunks there. Maybe select the hair there. And you can see then you've got this like kind of it really odd image with obviously this black, this zooming out image, which again, you can always still just go up here and you can select, say this one, not the top. Just go all the way through all the curves or select some of the curves and exactly same, click effects and click effects. Yes, it will come up. And there is 3D, and you can set that one. I always like 3D, it's more dramatic. And you can see, as you vary, you can see because you've got all these lovely lines, look at that, you get real intense texture there because of that sort of zoom effect that was added. And click close, and you can see it all bursting out from that. But you've got the image because you've removed some parts of it. And you could, of course, still select parts if you want to remove different parts of the image. You don't have to keep all of that. Now, sometimes it's not so easy once you've actually applied the effects to actually select them. It's maybe that one there. And yes, a bit more has been removed then. Sometimes it takes a bit of processing power to actually display it. This time, slightly different filter and results in a slightly different way of doing it. So this one, again, I've got that layer selected. Go to pixel, filters, and again, blur though. Blur, you can always try this one. This one creates a really weird effect. So maximum, and you get this. And with that, you can reduce it down, increase it. So you get a slightly odd blurring, more chunky sort. You can also, of course, go for circular as well if you want that circular speckles effect. And click apply. Now, exactly the same, go to pixel, filters, colors, and emboss. Or you could do it in the other order. You don't have to do it in the same order. You could always do detect edges or horizontal edges. You can see then you've got, oops, don't want to move that. You can see that result, but then again, pixel, filters, and again, colors, and this time emboss. And you can see then you get this sort of weird effect where you've got the lines actually taking precedence instead of the fills. And you can see you can drag this really extreme. Now, you will hit a certain point where you can't drag it any further. So radius, you can always just enter the value, 500. And then you get this. So you get a very extreme sort of drag across the image. And again, click apply. Exactly the same before. Go to vector and go down here to image trace. And now instead of what you had before, you've got them all as vectors. And click apply. Now, weirdly, you get this grey, sort of this grey. So again, expand this out over here. Once you've done that, select one of these or whatever. As long as you can select something here, you can then say select this. You can always then change the colour. So you can always click here and maybe make it blue or something. It doesn't have to remain what it was generated as. Or, exactly the same as before, you can just delete it. And then you can see now you've got obviously this image here, and you can select, say, white. Again, maybe go for layer, select, let's just see, same. Now, the fill colours doesn't mean that this white here is the same. It's a pity it isn't. No, it isn't. It's a pity it's not some sort of like a little bit of at least with a 10% variation. Would be nice. So you can select it, but you can select that one. And you can see then you've got this lovely zoom across effect. And you can still see the underlying image. And exactly the same as before, you can always go here and do exactly the same. You just go up here and select all of those. Don't have to select them all, of course. It'd be very hard to work out which one's which. And with that, 10,000 objects selected. Then you can click here, Effects, and 3D. Just put that back on. And of course, the great thing about this is you can always click here and you can change the profile. So if you want, these lines can be altered countless ways just by simply clicking this profile option here. It will just change it. Also, modify the direction. Maybe go for, say, outer shadow as well. Obviously, it makes it slightly darker as well if you do that. Again, it does take a few seconds to process. It's not instantaneous. But you can see now the effect of adding that shadow. Let's say, just gives it a bit more depth, but it does take a bit more processing power to actually achieve that. And you can see it's still working on it as I'm talking. So that is a run through of a couple of filters like Emboss, like the blurs that you can combine with the Emboss, as well as the edges, and also the brilliant image trace feature that's in Affinity 3. You can create a variety of unique designs. Hope you found this of interest. Any questions or thoughts? Please let me know in the comments below. Bye.